Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington. Welcome everybody to Sportsline Trivia. Bob Tattern here. Mike Pavlik joins me tonight as co-host. And we've got an hour of sports with which to share opinions and whatever else is going on. Mike and I were discussing about the thing that we started a week or two ago. We're allowing our listeners to give a prediction on what they think the record will be for the Steelers when the season is over.
Correct.
So far, we've had one person give his prediction. That was Mike from Arnold.
Mike Riggs, who was right last year, who got the
He's the defending champion.
He had the 8-8, yes.
So he is 10 and his choice is 10 and 6.
Checked in at 10-6. We have Paul's in the audience tonight. We'll let him give his later for us.
Right.
And
now,
Bob and I and George are going to pick ours too, but we're going to wait till the last possible. We have this week, next week, and then Labor Day Monday are the last three chances we'll have for you guys to choose. And that's why we figure we're going to open it up now rather than just the last show. Because that way we'll give everybody a chance to get in here and get a chance to win.
So
$25 dinner gift card.
do you want to do the rules?
And the rules are going to be very simple. We need the exact amount of wins that the Steelers have. You could say 10 and 6. If they go 10, 5 and 1, that's fine. The 10 part is what we're going with. We're going with the wins. The exact amount of wins. If there's a tie, if more than one person guesses correctly, then we'll have a random draw of those winners, of those that guessed it correctly for the gift card. If no one gets the correct amount of Steelers wins for the year, then we'll take everyone that entered, we'll throw them in, and everyone will have an equal chance to win the gift cards. We will give it away.
All right, on tonight's show, if you want to take a shot at one of our trivia questions after your sports conversation is finished, you can win a prize every other week here on Sportsline Trivia. Every other week at your household address. Now, as far as the kind of questions that we've got, the Grand Salami, the Mystery Profile, can be won once in a calendar month. We also have our, and you can also only try the Mystery Profile once in a month. We also have the multiple choice. You get 15 seconds to come up with the correct answer, 20 seconds for the Grand Salami, and the the Mystery Profile goes clue by clue. First time callers. We had a winner last week who won more than one prize, and that's what happens. If you haven't called the show in a year, we will consider you a first time caller. So you'll have more than one prize with a correct answer. Also, the answers to the trivia questions are on my website, doubledribblebob.com, and I usually can tell who's on because they will send me a reply with, something that deals with the question. My radio show on sports history coming up on Saturday morning as we celebrate now 6 years on the radio on a Saturday morning with sports history and nostalgia. 10 o'clock on WAVL. It's on the AM dial, 9:10 a.m. at 10 o'clock in the morning. A lot of numbers. Confuses a lot of people. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll come back, and Terry from New Kensington will lead us off. He's going to give us his prediction.
Yes.
And we'll talk some sports with Terry, a big Cleveland fan. I don't know if that means the Browns as well as the Indians.
Gonna see some Johnny football tonight on Monday Night Football. He's not starting, though, because he was late for a meeting. Something tells me that won't be the last time that happens.
No. All right, break time. Mike and I back in a flash.
Myrna's Brewery Outlet on Carl Avenue in New Kensington has 16-ounce Budweiser and Bud Light aluminum bottles for just $21.99. Stop by Myrna's Brewery in New Kensington and pick up some cold Bud Light. Here we go.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My First Book on Sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Burrell.
What is it that makes a Husqvarna dealer a Husqvarna dealer? Well, just look close at the engineering in our outdoor power equipment. We're known for high performance and reliability in everything we make. So is it any wonder your Husqvarna dealer is also known for high performance and reliability in everything they do? With a nationwide network of Husqvarna dealers, there's one just around the corner.
Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road in Natrona Heights has Natural Light and Natural Ice 30 packs for just $14.99. Stop by Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road and pick up some cold natty light or ice. Here we go.
Make the best of your shopping for a pre-owned vehicle by visiting Tower Auto Sales, located on Freeport Road in Blawnox. You know, Mike Fanto runs the place down there, and he's got a lot of great people who work for him, and they in turn work for you. They want to do you right all the way around. So you have the best in product, the best selection, the best customer communication, and best service after the sale. Just buy it at Tower Auto Sales in Blawnox. We're going to go to the phone right away and get Terry on the line with us. Terry, welcome to the program, and before we forget, just so that we don't forget, we need your Steeler season-ending record.
Okay, this does not include playoff games, is that correct?
No, just the 16
that is
games
correct.
regular season.
Okay, well, I'll go with 10 wins.
10-6?
Yeah,
You're in.
or 10-5-1, or 10-4-2.
Right, 10 is the number we're going by. The ties, if there's a tie, I'm just concerned with the number of wins. So thank you for that, and we will. You are officially registered.
All righty, thank you. Hey, I don't know if you've heard yet, but tonight's starting first baseman for the Pirates is the guy that cannot throw the ball more than 45 feet.
Correct.
So
How about 30
this will
feet?
be his first start, I guess, in his pro career at first base.
That is correct. Pedro indeed is at first base tonight, replacing Ike Davis, who since the All-Star break, I have numbers, is hitting .255 with a .358 on-base percentage, and he's slugging .491. His OPS is over .840, and they're basically replacing Ike Davis with Brent Morel. And Pedro, since the break, is hitting .212 with a .241 on-base percentage and a .269 slugging percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So there.
Makes you wonder.
Makes me wonder.
Mm-hmm. Here's something that makes you wonder, and that is this. Have you ever heard in the history of Major League Baseball the three outfielders batting 7, 8, and 9?
That's a new one.
The Indians did that a couple weeks ago.
Where'd they put the pitcher, number 6?
DH, American League.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I beg your
not counting
pardon.
the DH. One of their outfielders
American
is
League,
DH.
okay.
That was Brantley, whose legs have been bothering him. Brantley's stats are similar to McCutcheon's, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But so they had a guy injured. They had some minor leaguers brought up, and the three outfielders actually batted 7, 8, and 9. The next day in the newspaper, the guy that wrote up the game with their outfielders batting in those low positions started his paragraph off with, "What in the name of Chris Dickerson is going on?" I thought that was pretty clever.
We need it. I'll tell you what, the way things have gone for the Pirates, it's too bad we gave him away.
Well, he's down to about 230, I think, now, like you predicted.
That's what he does.
But that is higher than what's his name they do have on the bench in the number 25 position.
Right. Well, it could be higher than Martinez, Nix, or Brett Morel. So.
Yeah,
By the way, what are they paying Alvarez versus what are they paying your other? I'm sorry, Ike
Davis.
What are they paying? What's the pay difference?
I would think Alvarez is earning a lot more, but I don't know.
I was going to say 3 times as much.
Well, I think it's actually pretty close. I'll have it for you in 2 seconds here. But I actually think it's pretty close. Pedro is at...
We're just talking this year.
$4.25 million is Pedro this year. And Ike Davis is $3.5 million. So it's about $700,000 difference.
Okay, well, then they are close.
Davis is on his second year of arbitration. Pedro is in his first year of arbitration. So Pedro will probably be, if they were like seasons and had about the same amount of time in, then Pedro will be, a few $1 million ahead. But you got to remember, they've each hit, it's funny, they've each had a really good season. They've each hit 30 home runs in a year. But Pedro's done his more recently. He did his last year, led the American League in homers, so that's why his salary's higher. Ike Davis spent a lot of last year in the minor leagues. So.
I haven't had a chance to watch too much in the way of sports lately. Just been checking box scores and so on. Mm-hmm. But so I'll get out of the way and let somebody else get in here. But thanks very much for the time. And I don't think I contributed enough to you tonight to earn a trivia question.
Anytime you call, you've contributed enough. Trust me. You can definitely have a question. Pick what you want to do.
Oh, I don't know. A multiple choice.
All right, let's do it. Number 1, let's have it. Here we go. Top of the order tonight for Terry. What Hall of Fame pitcher has the most career wins without ever throwing a no-hitter? Hall of Fame pitcher, the most career wins without ever throwing a no-hitter. Cy Young, Walter Johnson, Grover Cleveland Alexander, or Ferguson Jenkins?
Well, I was going to say Cy Young before you listed a name, so I'll go with him.
No, it is not. Cy Young does indeed have the most career wins, but he threw a no-hitter somewhere along the line. The answer is Grover Alexander. He won 373 games, but never pitched a no-hitter.
I think he and Walter Johnson both had 373.
373. Johnson was more than that. Johnson,
yeah, I thought he was 474.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. He was in the 400s.
I think it's 4. It might
be, you're right.
Yeah,
he was in the...
Grover Cleveland, those 373 wins, many of them he got while he was drunk. So he had that going for him, too, if you saw the movie.
Yeah, but Doc Ellis did it on LSD.
Correct.
So that's
okay.
More difficult.
do you remember, you probably do remember this, who played Grover Alexander in the movie?
Ronald Reagan.
That's correct. See, I didn't get the keys out for that one because I knew you were going to get it.
So the limo stays in the garage.
It's in. The Comcast Cadillac
limo's
remains.
in the garage.
Okay.
Thanks, Terry.
Hey, Terry, and he gave us the prediction of 10 and 6.
He's going with 10 and 6, so he's in with that.
All right.
So we have a couple of those already. That's a popular start. See, I already sense more optimism for this year than I did for last year.
Let's switch over to Tony. Tony, welcome to the program.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, this is his secretary. He's on another line. He's talking to another sports station. Would
There
you
you
please
go.
hold on?
At least you're not at the drive-thru.
Or, I was just going to say, how about the fast food drive-through?
There you go.
He put us on hold last week.
Hey guys, how are you?
Great, Tony.
Doing great,
I was
Tony.
just making a deal with another station. I got a pretty good deal.
Oh, really?
I might have to retire after 28.
Oh, okay.
I got bumped again. Okay, and for a Cleveland guy. Oh, my own.
Anywho.
Huh?
Anywho.
You didn't ask him if he was a Cleveland Brown fan too, did you?
No.
You forgot. Okay. I got relatives living in Ohio too. I hate to admit it. That's like having Charles Manson as a relative. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I have them myself.
You want my prediction?
Yes, please.
9 wins.
9 and 7. Okay.
9 and 7 for Tony.
That'll probably be a popular choice too. But at least you got him over 500. So.
Well, yeah, this time.
We'll see. Exactly.
I missed it by 1 last time. So, what's the difference? But now let's talk about them a little bit. I don't
ahead.
want to talk about the Pirates right now.
Okay.
All right, we're putting stress on our running game, right? We bring this big back in, and naturally we had our back from last year, and so we bring in one of the best line coaches around, and where's our running game?
Well,
they gave us too much of an opportunity.
They said
to
that
pass.
they said that they wanted to concentrate on the running game in the first game with the first team, which they did with Bell especially, and a couple carries for Blunt. And they said that they went into this game, they were going to run no huddle and throw the ball. Now, once the first team leaves, you've seen second team offensive lines.
I understand.
You've seen our first team offensive line. So.
Yeah.
It gets harder to do. It gets harder to game plan for that, I think, in these exhibition games. But I heard Stan Savran say the same thing today. So you guys are on the same page.
if we brought in one of the best coaches you can find for the line, then one or two things: he doesn't have the material to put a proper line up there, and that's not his fault, And we've been putting up with this for a while, and I don't know what you're going to do about it. It doesn't seem like their depth is very weak. Even their second and third string players get beat around by the other team's second and third string.
I was told this by a high school coach on Saturday morning, and this philosophy is all the way down to high school now, and this is the way it is. He says if he looks in the box and he counts 8 guys, they're throwing, and that's even in high school. And you don't even try. There's no reason to try to run then.
Right.
And
I understand.
And I guess that seems to be the way it goes now. Now back in the glory days with Noel, he said, okay, we're going to run it now, and we're going to tell you we're going to run it now, and we're still going to run it, even if you know we're going to run it.
And
I don't care. And but it just isn't the way they do things anymore. And it's funny that even down to the high school level now, you're basically the quarterback walks up to the line of scrimmage and counts helmets. And if you see 8 in there close, they're going to throw.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, that's that's all I wanted to say.
Hey,
that
I had a question for
linebacker
you.
from Ohio State. Wow, that's all I got to say. I know it was an exhibition game,
Sure.
but nobody showed me anything up to then. And if he continues to play that way the whole season, it's a possibility maybe they'll win more than 9 games, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, I noticed in the paper last week, you called last year and told us your son officiates games out in Missouri.
Right.
And he officiated games that Gus Farrat was the coach.
Right.
And Gus has moved back, and he's back at Central Catholic assisting in his son's play.
Yeah, I knew that, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he right away because it was like, Tony's son had officiated his games out there, and I guess they moved back, and Central Catholic seems to be the place to go, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's funny, though. He officiated a game he played in here when he played.
That's crazy, before
Yeah, and then he goes out there, and now he's coaching, a team, and he's refereeing that game. And that was sort of nice. Unique, anyhow. Let's put it that way.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. But, hey, small world, as they always said.
The house that Gus built up at Ford City.
Yeah. Yep. And the Pirates.
Sure.
Are we ever going to get a pitcher that we can really count on? To throw them out there, though, well, we got a heck of a chance to win. We haven't had one of them in a long time, and I don't see any. Some teams have abundance of them and gave them, how many did Cleveland give away?
A handful.
Yeah, I mean, really good ones, but, it doesn't seem that, anything comes that way, as far as that caliber.
Everybody wants to focus on Pedro. They want to focus on our lousy bench guys since we have injured people and you have these lousy bench guys from AAA. And they got to focus on Michael Martinez. Here's what it comes down to. It's their pitching and their defense. Their pitching was 3rd in the league last year. This year they're 11th. Last year they gave up. Now and you want to talk about defense. Even the bullpen blown 21 saves, which is most in the National League. They have the worst bullpen in the National League when last year it was lights out. Their defense, how about this one? Last year they allowed 44 unearned runs the entire season. This year, with 6 weeks to go, they've allowed 54. They've already given up 10 more unearned runs this year than they did all last year. This is all about the pitching and the defense. When McCutcheon went out, we sat here and we said it. Well, now the pitching needs to step up, and they'll be able to get through this 2 weeks in pretty good order. Well, they've allowed almost 5 runs a game in the 2 weeks since he's been out. I don't care how much you hit. You can't cover that.
No, I don't care what you do. I mean, maybe have a couple less errors if he's on the outfield, But besides that, is Charlie Morton going on a 15-game disabled list?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine if you're hurt. I mean, what happens if you don't have it at all? You're lousy. I didn't ever thought he was that great of a pitcher.
It's the convenience list. They love to put guys on the disabled list that aren't hurt, but they won't put guys on the disabled list that are. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's crazy. And they was talking about Barfus coming back. He had 3 hits down in AAA. Well, that's where he should spend the rest of his career. Maybe he'll hit well down there.
Well, they're going to need him. I mean, I'm worried about Mercer. I'm afraid this is Tommy John on the horizon for him.
No, ain't that something? A shortstop with Tommy John.
Shortstop. Well, he was a pitcher in college, but I mean, that's been a while.
Yeah, you're right.
That's been a while.
Well, maybe they should have tried him as pitching. Anything. But it's just awful to watch a game anymore because, you're going into the last inning. You come back, score 3 runs. You're saying, well, 1-run lead. I don't know. And what happens? Blow it.
That was a heartbreaker yesterday.
And then, who did they play the series before they played this series?
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Okay. Yeah. Now, there's Detroit, right? First man comes up. This is one of the games I was watching. The first man comes up. He makes it out. Okay. Next guy doubles. Now, he's on second base with 1 out. Understand? 1 out. The third, number 3 hitter bunts him to third. Mm-hmm. Now, he's on third with 2 outs. They have confidence that they're going to score that guy. Not let your number 3 hitter hit away, but bunt him over. And they did. The next guy got a single.
Yep.
You see that from the Pirates? You don't see nothing to try to create a run. Well, they can't bunt, number 1.
No.
You got to be the worst bunting team in the world, and that's a disgrace. And the pitchers go up there, and every pitcher they're belling out. I mean, what the heck's that?
Taking pitches down the middle, they're supposed to. But did you know?
I don't understand it.
It's been over 2 years since their pitchers have had an extra base hit.
Nothing. I don't care. Try something. Suicide squad, anything to try to create a run because you're not doing it. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you do that a few times, and maybe that'll shake you up and wake him up. But no, we'll play whatever kind of ball he's playing. This baseball today is, I don't know nothing about what they're playing today. It's nothing like I played. So that's sad. I mean,
it's different.
Trivia time, Tony.
It's completely different. The guys like LaRusso and that, they changed all the rules, all the common sense about baseball. Like that, having the pitcher bat 8th instead of 9th, the pitch count, and there's no use going on and on. But anyhow, they're on their way out. They have to go into St. Louis. And they play Atlanta.
They have 18 games left against the Reds, Cardinals, and Brewers, who they haven't been able to beat this year. After this series with Atlanta, they'll have 20 of their last 35 games on the road, and they are the worst road team of all the contenders in the National League.
There you go. See, that's what we did after last year. After that great season, let's go out and do nothing. Hip, hip, hooray. Way to go, fans. Keep going. Keep buying those tickets. He'll keep feeding you water instead of whiskey.
I'm going to call. Tony, I got to call it time.
I get in arguments with guys about that.
Just choose
that's something I like to do. I like to go to. Well, that's all well and good, but you're part of the trouble. As long as you go, they're going to keep giving you the snow job.
Tony.
Yes, sir.
Time out. We got to do trivia.
Oh, Bob, are you easy?
Am I easy?
All right.
I won the Grand Salami this month.
Grand Salami, Derek.
Last week.
Well, he's done for the month.
Oh, you mean I could go for?
You can go for another. You can't win. You can win a prize every other week.
But I can't go for the Grand Salami, and I can't go for the other
Grand
one.
Salami
So I can go for multiple choice. You're telling me.
All right. So what are you going to do?
All right. Let's try multiple choice.
All right.
What the heck?
All right. You have rotation. We're up to question number 2.
This is a great question. I'm not saying anything else.
All right. He's not going to get it either.
I'm confident. I'm rooting for you.
All right. Here, put another pin in that doll.
Oh, jeez. Oh, keep it up a little higher.
Did you feel
please.
that one?
It was right in the knee.
All right, Tony, here we go. Who was the first rookie position player to be a starter in an all-star game? Talking, of course, Major League Baseball, the first rookie position player to be a starter in an all-star game.
In other words, he was a rookie. He was starting for his team.
Right.
And he made the All-Star
for his league in the All-Star game.
He started in the All-Star game.
Okay, here we go. Mel Ott, Joe DiMaggio, Frankie Frisch, Pepper Martin.
Boy, some good ones there. Well, Frankie Frisch. Let's go with Frankie Frisch.
No, unfortunately, Joe DiMaggio.
You really wanted to go Italian there.
That was the first thought of my head, Joe. But I said that was too obvious. But all right, guys, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate
all right,
it.
guys, we'll talk to you again.
All right, we have another call coming up here. Let's take a break. Back in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
For over 38 years and 3 generations, Arnold Furniture has been the area's favorite furniture store. We have over 4 floors of living rooms, dining rooms, recliners, bedding, carpeting, and so much more.
You'll always find friendly personal service from one of the family.
And our prices consistently beat the competition, plus free local delivery and free setup guaranteed. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
If you're hungering for a pizza or one of their great sandwiches, why don't you give Mattio's Pizza and Subs a phone call right now? They'll have it ready for you, or perhaps you can have it delivered. Call them at 724-904-7312. Don't forget, Mattio's Pizza has their Iron Man Hoagie, their signature sandwich, in addition to their pizza, wingdings, and calzones and what have you. Great place to pick up your TV snack food if you're watching a game tonight or what have you, okay? Mattio's, Brackenridge Heights, near that traffic light. Okay, let's go to the phones. Guys, who's next? Is it Mr. Corey?
Yes, Mark.
Mark.
Oh, yeah. Hi, good evening, Bob and Mike.
Hey, Mark.
Since the inception of baseball, Major League, is the dimensions of pitcher's mound to home plate been 60 feet, 6 inches all the time?
No. It was at one time 50 feet, and Cy Young pitched pretty close to, I'm going to round it out, I believe at least 100 games from 50 feet. And then they began to move it back. I think they had a stage, maybe they went back 53 or 55 feet. But if you could imagine a major league pitcher throwing at 50 feet, by the time they release the ball, I mean, they're on top of these guys.
Could you imagine as hard as they throw it now doing that?
Oh, that's what I was wondering. If it's, yeah. But how did they get to 66 inch, 60 feet 6 instead of...
The story that I heard on that, Mark, was that they had given a sheet of paper to a groundskeeper, and it was supposed to be 66 feet. If you take home to second base, it's 132 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Then you're going to go halfway.
So halfway was supposed to be 66 feet.
Okay.
But what he did was misread the dimension, and he set it up at 60 feet, 6 inches. I don't know what ballpark. I don't know where it happened, because you're thinking, there's all these other. It had to be.
And then he painted chefs in the end zone instead of chiefs.
It could have been somebody that did bad in math, I guess, and maybe he went to a school out.
But I'll tell you what, you take a look at the game today. you notice every ground ball that is hit, particularly to third and short, they beat the runner by a stride. It's very close at 90 feet.
Okay,
I wonder
now,
if anybody.
Bases have always been 90 feet, though?
Boy, that's a good question.
Yeah, that
Mark.
one I'm not sure.
You know what? I'm going to do some research on that. I'm going to put it on my radio show, and if I've got it in time, I'll bring it here Monday.
Okay, because I was going to say if the pitcher's mound originally was 50 feet, he'd be closer to home, but then the diagonal from first to third, or like you say, he would have been way, past the center line even.
You know, I like to talk about this because I did some reading on the subject. There was a time when the ball player would get up to home plate, stand there with his bat, and he would hold his hand out and indicate to the pitcher where he wanted the pitch to come. And it was a dead ball era, so nobody was going to knock it out of the park. Home run leaders, they would play an entire season and maybe get 6 or 8 home runs, and they'd be the leader.
And there was more inside the park home runs.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't even think they had fences in a lot of the stadiums.
And yeah, they had horse-drawn carriages on the outfield as the boundary for. And there are so many great stories about outfielders that were crawling along the ground among horses' legs trying to come up with a ball that they could throw back into the infield. But the pitcher's mound started out at 50 feet.
50, wow.
How many years, I don't know, but I did look up the year that it changed, and I looked at Cy Young's record, and he had a bunch of wins that were from 50 feet.
I could imagine Nolan Ryan or Tom Seaver throwing 50 feet from up.
Gosh.
Okay, and I think the next time the Pirates will be in or win the World Series is when Roberto Clemente becomes Saint Clemente. Since he's up for it, they're talking about it on the news the other day. Maybe that'll be what they need to get that extra blessing.
Today is Roberto Clemente's 80th birthday.
Oh, today? Wow.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Today is Roberto Clemente's 80th birthday. He's actually been gone longer than he was here now.
Jeez.
Do you know there's his real last name, the Clemente name was the mother's name, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Spanish people, a lot of them take the mother's name first in there, and then they add something to it.
So his real last name, in fact, it may be that way on the tombstone. It might be Roberto Clemente Walker on the tombstone, I believe. But find a grave, you can... Findagrave.com will give you the answer.
The one golfer, Jose Maria, Olazabal,
Jose Maria Olazabal.
Yeah, his name is in there. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to call the past couple of weeks, and one week it was busy, and last week I had stuff to do, but I'm glad I have a chance to call, and I guess I'll go for multiple choice.
Well, Mark, before...
Go ahead. You were saying it. Go.
We need your prediction on the Steelers season. We're giving away a $25 dinner gift card to the winner, which may be determined in a random drawing if we have more than one person. We've got 10 and 6, 6 and 10, 9 and 7. Well, we don't have 6 and 10 yet, but we know that Paul's going to be going that way.
11 and 5.
Ooh.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, since I don't have the computer, I'm listening just on the phone, so I didn't catch the beginning.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, we're going to be getting these the next 3 weeks, and try to get as many as we can in here and get everybody entered.
Labor Day Monday is the last.
The polls close on Labor Day Monday. This is early voting.
Yeah, this is the first year they play Cleveland the first game at home too, rather than later on in the season.
Yeah, I remember one time they played Cleveland at home to open in the season, and they lost like 50 to nothing.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm old. Yeah.
Bud Carson was coaching the Browns then.
Okay, I'm ready for the multiple choice, please.
Your turn, Mike?
Okay, Mark. Let's see if we can get a winner here. We're 0 for 2 so far. This is baseball also. Who was the only major leaguer to steal home in an All-Star game? The only major leaguer to steal home in an All-Star game, and here are your choices. Mel Ott, Pie Traynor, Vince Coleman, or Ricky Henderson.
I think it was Pie Traynor.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Pie Traynor in 1934, which would have been, the second All-Star game?
Yeah, 17 years before I was born, but I remember I think you guys talked about it a couple years ago.
We probably did. But,
we did.
1934, which
and
I believe
this is the first time I've won, I think, in months, so it'll make my wife happy.
Congratulations.
All right.
Okay,
you
guys
Mark.
have a good week, and thank you very much.
Thanks,
Okay,
Mark.
we're going to take a break,
Bye-bye.
come back with another caller right after this timeout. Stay with us.
Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road in Natrona Heights has Natural Light and Natural Ice 30 packs for just $14.99. Stop by Allegheny Beverage on Freeport Road and pick up some cold natty light or ice. Here we go.
This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything. With long-lasting tires in place, those drivers were back on the road to saving money. Drive longer with the Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile limited warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
Myrna's Brewery Outlet on Carl Avenue in New Kensington has 16-ounce Budweiser and Bud Light aluminum bottles for just $21.99. Stop by Myrna's Brewery in New Kensington and pick up some cold Bud Light. Here we go.
And when you do visit Tower Auto Sales, you're going to be looking at 40 years of experience at the same location. Let Tower Auto Sales help you in making your next selection of a pre-owned vehicle. Just buy it at Tower Auto Sales. Call Mike Fanto at 412-828-6202. Don't forget my radio show on Saturday morning. It's all on sports history and sports nostalgia. 10 o'clock WAVL, they're 9:10 on the AM dial. Let's go to the limo man. Who's next on the show? Are you in a fast food line this week, or?
No, I just took it out. I'm at Pittsburgh Mills outside of McDonald's.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, what's up?
Did you ever hear of a pitcher with the Yankees by the name of Masahiro Tanaka?
Yeah. Yes, we have.
He's supposed to be a really great pitcher with the Yankees.
Well, he's been hurt, and they're trying to get him back in there. He didn't lose a game for like 2 years in Japan. They brought him over. He pitched very well, but his arm's sore. He's been down. Now he's throwing and trying to get himself back in there. But they gave him a lot of money, Limo. They opened a bank and opened a vault. The Steinbrenner inheritance went toward Professor Tanaka, but he's doing a pretty good job.
And Bobby Abreu was cut by the slumping Mets.
Yeah, the Mets have been slumping for 5 years.
I'd pick up Bobby Abreu in a minute.
I'll tell you what, and I mentioned this, Limo, earlier in the season, and I don't care how old he is, but earlier in the year when the Pirates didn't have Polanco yet and they weren't going to bring him up because they were going to wait until his arbitration clock had ticked, and they didn't really have anybody playing right field for them, that they could have done a lot worse. They could have done a lot worse with Bobby Abreu in right field. He'll take a walk, he can hit the ball, and then after Polanco came up, he would have made you a really nice pinch hitter off the bench, and he could have come in really handy here in these 2 weeks that you had no McCutchen. I can't agree with you more on that one, Limo, and I thought they should have looked into that during the winter.
Also, that guy has been hitting the cover off the ball. He was with the Pirates last year. I just forgot his name for a minute.
Marlon Byrd.
Yeah, the Pirates, he wants to come here.
Yeah. They put him on waivers, and the Pirates didn't claim him. I believe he was claimed by another team, and once that happens, if you're claimed by another team and the team that you're on pulls you back, then that team that claims you is the only team they can trade you to up until the end of the season. So since the Pirates didn't put in a claim there.
Nate McLeod's still on the 15-day disabled list.
Okay.
Did you hear about the new Commissioner of Baseball?
Rob Manfred. That was Bud Selig's right-hand man.
Yes. There's 6 pitchers the Pirates like very well, but they didn't get any of them. Cole Hamels, A.J. Burnett, John Danks, Bartolo Colon, Edwin Jackson, and Matt Latos.
The only one I would have liked out of that one was the first one you mentioned, and that's Hamels. But I don't think they would pay. I don't think they'd pick up that payday. I think that's probably too steep for their life.
Pirates are at $90 million right now.
Yeah, I know. He's still a good pitcher, though.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I still would love to see.
Got to put on WLW and listen to the Reds and the Cardinals tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Limo, I forgot to. When we talked last week, I said I hadn't heard you on the radio. I heard you I think it was the next morning on the Fan. I heard you. So
I was on twice today.
I turned it up. It was like, okay, there he is. I said, I felt better then.
Yes.
All right,
well, I'll tell you, the economy is so bad. I had one Steeler jitney on Saturday night. I can't believe that. It's so bad.
Well, did you notice the attendance was only just a little bit over 50,000 for that game, which even for an exhibition game shocked me.
They were up by close to 20.
Between 15 and 20,000 no-shows for that game. So that's got to eat into business too.
You know, that Reds pitcher, Alfredo Simon, he's pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just reading the notes that I have here. John Axford, at least they got somebody. But
exactly, and all they had to do was pay the waiver claim. He walks a lot of guys, but...
Bruce, we need your prediction on the Steeler record for 2014 to make you eligible for a $25 dinner gift certificate.
11-5, Bob.
Okay, that's a couple of those.
And if you are tied with somebody, we will have a random drawing.
Pick that out right here so you can all see.
Bruce, we got a couple of more callers in the studio guest.
Give me multiple choice, Bob.
Multiple choice, and here we go for the Brewster. All right, in rotation, you've got number 4. Who is the only coach to win a Super Bowl game and a Rose Bowl game? And here are your choices: Bud Grant, Don Shula, John McKay, Dick Vermeil.
Repeat the choices again.
Bud Grant, Don Shula, John McKay, Dick Vermeil.
I'll take Dick Vermeil.
You're right. We'll get a prize out to you. Thanks for the call. We've had 2 winners out of 4 shots.
And there's a long drive, and this ball is from Marty Brenneman, the voice of the Reds on radio, on 700 WLW.
Let's go to the phones again. Here is Rich from Cheswick. Rich, welcome to the show.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Rich.
Hey, give me your prediction before we forget, by the way. Give me your prediction before we forget.
Okay, I want to go out on a limb and say 12-4.
Ooh. Well,
and I want to say they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, there might be a bonus for that one.
Yeah, we get the Super Bowl prediction in August.
All right, I'll tell you what, Rich. If you're right and they do go to the Super Bowl, we'll give you the $25 dinner gift certificate, and we'll send you to the Super. No, we can't. No, can't do that.
We're not going to do that.
Anyway, we'll get another prize in there as well.
All right, that'll be good.
All right. So what else is on your mind?
This here punter for the Steelers. They didn't get the other guy in there yet, right, Podich?
No, and you know, I had made a note to ask somebody that might have a better insight on that than I would have, so I could have an answer. And because I don't know what the situation is with Podlish, if they have left the door open for him to come back, if there's an agreement that he's going to come back on X date, because I just don't think they're going to be going into the season with Brad Wing. I just don't see that happening. And and for those that don't know, Adam Podlish is the guy that they had signed from Jacksonville. His wife's had a very difficult pregnancy. She did deliver the baby. There were complications, but everything is okay now. I guess the baby is okay as far as I know. But he still hasn't come back, and I mean his first duty is to his family, obviously. Yeah. And so I don't know if this is an indefinite leave for him, or if, are they in communication with the guy. They put him on a list that is a non-football did not report list. It's not a punitive list. It's not like he's getting fined or anything. It just buys them a roster spot for the time being. So I don't know what the story is with that, but I'm going to try to find out here over the next week or so to see. I haven't seen anything on it, and I was wondering the same thing. I just don't see this kid sticking right now. I think they've given him a chance. He's got to have all the kicks. But the thing that worries me is, that Podlish hasn't ever been here before. So you have a new snapper with Warren injured for the time being. Your holder is going to be different, and you want to have that all taken care of and put together and locked down by the time you get ready for the first game.
This Derek Moore, he might be hard pressed to make the team.
What's the name, Derek?
Who's that again?
Derek Moyer played for.
Derek Moyer from. I think he's on the outside looking in, Rich.
Because he's 6'5", but
he's a tall kid. Yeah, he went to Rochester, went to Penn State. I think there's another Penn State guy that's jumped ahead of him, and that's Justin Brown. Justin Brown was at Penn State for 3 years, and then when all the stuff happened, he went out to Oklahoma to finish up his eligibility. But he appears to be ahead of the game as the fifth guy, and I think they should keep 6 myself. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't, but I think they're only going to keep 5. And if that's the case, there seems to be a scholarship in for Martavis Bryant, and Wheaton's going to be the 2 guy, and Lance Moore's the 3. And then you have Bryant is also a tall receiver, as is Justin Brown. I think those guys are 4-5 right now, and I don't think there's any room for Derek Moy.
I see Dennis Dixon was on the roster for Buffalo, but he never got in.
Yeah, I heard about that. Who'd they use? They had Toole finish the game and a couple other fellas that they were using there, but E.J. Manuel is the guy they're going with. But I don't know if he's ever going to get back at it after his brief tenure here.
Rich,
Dennis or Manziel doesn't want to play with the Steelers or play against the Steelers.
Well, he's supposed to play a lot tonight. For those of you watching on streaming live or listening right now, Browns played 8 o'clock on ESPN tonight, and against the Redskins. And he's supposed to play a lot. He was originally supposed to start the game, but I guess he was late for a meeting on Monday. Go figure. And so they took that start away from him, and Brian Hoyer's going to start. So we'll see what happens. I think that this decision is going to be made by the owner and not necessarily by the head coach. And they played 3 tough defenses to start it off. They played Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and I can't remember who the third one is, but the consensus is that what the smart decision would be to have him ready to go for the 4th game and not necessarily get him killed early. But I'll tell you what, Rich, he scares me, and I don't care if he's never played a game before. He's going to worry me just because you never know where he's going to be and you never know what he's going to do. Brian Hoyer, you're going to be able to find him. He's going to be standing back between the guards and the tackle, and he'll be right back there, and you know where he's at. But I don't know where Manziel's going to be. I don't know what he's going to do, and it makes it very difficult for a defense to defend.
Well, he's going to give it a shot, I guess.
All right, you're going to go for the...
yeah, I'm going to go for the
multiple choice. Your turn, Mike.
Okay. Multiple choice, Rich, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. We've had 2 winners in a row, so let's see if we can keep the streak alive. Who was the first quarterback to throw 100 touchdown passes for 2 different teams? The first quarterback to throw in the NFL 100 touchdown passes for 2 different teams. Brett Favre, Warren Moon, George Blanda, or Fran Tarkenton?
I'll say Brett Favre.
It is not. It was Fran Tarkenton who would have done it with the Giants and the Minnesota Vikings. Fran Tarkenton was traded to the New York Giants for Norm Snead. How about that? There you go.
You don't see that happening.
No, 2 starting quarterbacks were actually traded for each other, and then the Vikings realized their mistake and got Tarkenton back a few years later.
Rich, thank you.
Okay, guys.
Thanks.
All right,
Bye.
break time. We come back. We're going to have Paul in the audience with us, and we're going to chat a little bit with Paul. So stay with us, folks. Mike and I back in a flash. Since 1914, the local area has relied on the Resevich family of funeral homes in deepest times of need. The Rusevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession of the AK Valley, now 100 years strong and still doing things right. Its reputation and unquestionable service now continues with a fourth generation. The Rusevich family of funeral homes, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road in Lower Borough.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Visit 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse in Murraysville for low discount pricing and a huge variety of inventory that changes weekly. We have everything from new name brand furniture and mattresses to tools, automotive supplies, utility trailers, pet supplies, and all season merchandise. Plus, our lawn and garden center has the best variety of seasonal plants, shrubs, mulch, and more. It's all under one roof at discount prices. 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse is open Tuesday through Sunday in Murraysville. Call us or visit shop380.com.
We're going to go to the phones. We're going to grab John Barron. I'm going to shorten the last name. John Barron.
That's how they'd have done it back in the old days.
Hey, John, you won last week, but welcome to the show. You got your prizes, I assume.
Well, yeah. Actually, they're being forwarded to Virginia. The post office is a little slower than I expected.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I tell you, the post office is worse than the DMV anymore. I just can't stand it.
So what's on your mind, John?
Well, I wanted to give my prediction. First off, what is the lowest prediction for the Steelers so far?
Well, the
Has
lowest
anyone been really cynical.
We have everything over 500. I know we have a six winner coming, so the 6 is about where we're at. So if you want to go below that, you'll have an empty spot down there.
Well, has anyone picked 9 and 7 yet?
Yes.
Yes, that's picked, but
okay. I hate to pick a losing season for the Steelers. You know, it's one of those things where it feels wrong.
Right.
Even though, throw me in with the 9 and 7 crowd. Maybe I'll have a chance at that.
All right.
I call that a hunch.
9 and 7.
9 and 7. I figure we'll do one better than 8 and 8.
Okay. That could be good enough to get in. It would have been last year. I would have got him in.
Yep.
Heck, 8 and 8 almost got him in last year.
Okay, John, let's chat.
I'll be quick because I know Rich is Paul's waiting to go. So, with the recent news of all the Winter Classics and the Stadium Series game, another one in Los Angeles against San Jose, and they keep talking about Boston and Montreal at Foxborough. Do you guys think yet that the Winter Classic is going too far? I know you guys aren't the diehards. You still know the periphery of the NHL. Do you think it's still a good gimmick?
I kind of put it in the same classification when Major League Baseball decided to do 2 All-Star games in a year. It is
overkill.
Yeah, it
but
is.
Here's the thing: as long as they get the number, as long as they get the number from TV, I really think that's all they're concerned with. It's really the only place they get an event, and they were so happy with how things went in LA last year that they were over the moon about that one. So
True.
I think that's why they jumped at the chance to do that one. I like one, and my thought about this since the very beginning is that I think they should play the All-Star game outside. I think that's what it should be. The Winter Classic should be the All-Star game. It should be outdoors, and I think that would be just unbelievable, and I think people would watch it. They could have it on New Year's Day if they want to, and I think that's what they should do.
I never thought
But
about
that's what the Russians do. Can we actually handle doing what the Russians do, Mike? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, which Russian are you talking about, Olga or Margarita?
Well, the
Go ahead.
KHL has had their All-Star game outdoors. It's like, well, can we really copy the Russians?
Well, that's true, but I had the idea before they did.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it all right. America.
I've been on this for like 20 years actually. But
hey, we're having some beet soup after the show tonight. If you
a little
can make it
borscht
on.
for everyone, yes.
All right, John.
All right, I appreciate the time, and hopefully I haven't taken up too much.
All right, that's okay. Paul's chomping at the bit here. So we have John down
That's 9 and
for
7.
9 and 7.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've gotten 7, and Paul, you're going to be number 8. Go ahead with yours.
Keep the bags on. It's be 6 and 10.
We had a preview. There we go. Paul says 6 and 10.
Only one under 500.
So he goes under 500. Well, the good news for you is that if you're probably going to be the only one down there. So
I doubt it.
You'll have a legitimate. You think there'll be other negative Nancy's to check in.
But by the way, one of the other rules to this thing that we failed to, I just thought about it now. Once you make a prediction, you cannot change it.
We're in.
And we only have next week and the week after.
The only
Monday night Labor Day is the final night to be eligible to win that $25 restaurant certificate gift card. That's it.
We love our Labor Day show. It's the first show of fall.
I love it too.
Yes.
I love it too.
And can I make a prediction on my noisemakers in the NFL this year?
Go ahead.
Tampa Bay in the NFC.
All right, I like.
And Cleveland in the AFC.
I don't know if I like. I like Tampa Bay though. I'll tell you I saw a couple today. That some people, and I'm a Blake Bortles fan, that some people think maybe Jacksonville has a chance to make a little to move up a little bit. There's always, and here's the thing: about half of the teams that make the playoffs in 1 year don't make it the next year in the NFL. That there is always new blood coming into the playoffs, and the teams to look at are teams that finish last. So you finish fourth, you get that fourth place schedule, you get to play every other last place team, and that gets you a start. And Tampa, it's all going to depend on Luke McCown. Is he the second coming of Rich Gannon?
Right.
It gets it late at like 35 years old as a quarterback. He played great for the Bears last year, and if he can do that again for the Bucs, I think they have a legitimate chance to be good.
Right. And usually the Super Bowl champion doesn't make the playoffs next year, but I think Seattle will.
Super Bowl loser doesn't make it for sure. That's the big one. That's the big one.
But don't be surprised if Seattle is like 8-8 or.
It could happen.
Yeah. I'd like to try Grand Salami, please.
All right, Grand Salami. Pick a number. 1 to 5.
1 to 3.
3.
Yours or mine? Mine? Okay. Name the last Major League Baseball Rookie of the Year to be a league MVP later that season. No, not that season. To later in his career be a league MVP with another team. I hope I didn't confuse you. Let me do it again. Name the last Major League Baseball Rookie of the Year, later in his career also to be a league MVP with another team. Who was the last one to do it?
Rookie of the Year. I'm not too good at rookie. The pitcher Nomo. I know I'm wrong.
Pick a name. Your time's running out.
His last name was Nomo for the Dodgers. I'm just.
Hideo Nomo is your guess. That's
right.
Correct.
I'm not too familiar with.
That's okay. Would you believe it was Andre Dawson?
Oh.
Andre Dawson.
Right.
Rookie of the Year, and then later MVP.
Rookie of the Year with Montreal. He was MVP with the last place Cubs.
Cubs, right.
Hit a bunch of home runs at Wrigley Field, and I think he's still stuck in the ivy if you saw that commercial.
Probably.
He pulled out of the ivy by Kerry Wood. Yes.
All right, Paul, thank you for
have a good day.
Thanks,
dropping
Paulie.
by.
Thanks for your prediction.
We got a bunch. We do.
So we have a good start. So for those of you watching on Thursday, we need you to call next Monday or the Monday after so you can get in on this.
Right.
So do that. And
we're giving away a $25 dinner gift certificate from a local restaurant in the AK Valley.
And there is no obligation, so that's all you got to do.
And if we wind up with a tie, because we got a bunch of people,
we will,
9 and 7, 11 and 5.
Right here at the table.
We're going to have a random drawing right here.
Right here.
Okay? All right, that's going to wrap it up. We'll see you next week at this same time. I'm Bob Tattern.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
And good night. Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toretta and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.